Good morning, everyone. This is Wednesday, March 29th, 2023, and this is Midnight Brands coming to you with live prep again. Gonna focus, as usual, on things like SVXY, VIX, SPYs, Qs, before we dive into the indices, and then ultimately move over to gold and oil, and wrap it up there. Typically, hope everybody's had a great week so far. What a long, if you stuck around and caught that yesterday, got everybody all excited to break down and go out to new lows. And well, what is that, 50 some points, 60 some points almost now since then. 37.40 looks like it's where we topped kind of overnight so far, and obviously started off yesterday around the 80s. So yeah, it been an interesting one to say the least there. So I'm gonna go ahead and get one or two more things kind of pre-prepped here, and it looks like I don't have to. Looks like other folks have started it. So gonna go ahead and hop on and start sharing away. Good morning, sir. You answered my question.
What question?
I was asking if you were around and gonna prep, dictated whether or not I went live on in the mic in the room this morning or not.
How are you, man?
Doing great. You?
Fantastic, buddy. Fantastic. Another beautiful day. It's Wednesday.
Yes, it is. Almost month end, quarter end.
Yeah, it's a big one.
That's why I haven't heard anything from my little robot-y. He's muted. All right, been a heck of an overnight session, really, since those get everybody all psyched out for the lows yesterday. I saw a bunch of people calling for new lows and 3880s and all kinds of other stuff. And hopefully some of them stuck around and added higher. Get a little bit of a pull, let them add again, and then we can get a nice kind of continuation type of thing.
Good, hopefully. That would be nice.
Yes. Alright, I got a little bit of time to peek at some of the ETFs and stuff this morning. I was really focused more on like the indices and whatnot, and checking them out and moving things around there. Thankfully, it looks like SVXY is pretty clean. Did expand the top zone since we're gapping up almost a buck to include AR1 and quarterly trend guide, but left the tier 3 Dottie by itself. Potentially we div into it, and then added also the monthly trend guide reversal with highs back in February there. It's not that far away. I know ADRs have only been about $2 give or take lately, but $4 is not out of character for SVXY on a day that it gets moving. And I expect full ADRs are probably going to move up into WTG2 along with the tier 2 daily cheat. And photos will probably move into the MPP tier 1 end of week, which does give me a bit of pause. Where is ES's actually end of week? 40.95. Interesting. Okay. And NQ's 13,256. So it's kind of out of reach today, but ES isn't, because full ADRs are up right by that. All right. And, it did not mark TSRP, but I marked it in the event that we do decide to pull back any, and tried to draw it to cover where trend strength reference point is, plus where some of the bar closes and wicks were for the last handful of days. Thinking that maybe if we do pull back, like that's the end of the line, like you need to see it stick there. Really, since we're gapping above trend guided reversal, you want to see it stick there, but. And I don't think there's actually a lot of news today either. There's mortgage stuff at 6. Pending homes, DOE, another treasury auction, and then I think I saw Barr was talking at 9 Central, 10 Eastern. So I think that's SVXY is pretty clean. Not a whole lot with it really.
Very clean, yes, sir.
This actually has the 20-day in it to combine this daily trend guide and monthly trend guide zone into one. And then it's got the 20 right there at monthly, and leaving the daily cheat off by itself. Just if we want to go down that low, it's really more of a div at that spot. So same thing with gap fill, it's just in the middle of nowhere. There is a swing AV WAP that's coming up that could join it, but yeah.
Very interesting. I like that chart a lot.
Yep.
Because we already gapped up a good bit. I mean, say we test the RTH open around that TGR from above with a little short thumb, you could say that's a breakout retest. It's gonna be beautiful.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so VIX. You weren't here yesterday, but I kind of noted, it was looking like a possible ABCD set up there from the highs. Well, lower highs actually. Kind of a couple of days back to back there, or a series of days, I should say. It takes it right down into the end of week expected move, which today should have been photo ADRs, but since we're down almost a buck, photo ADRs will probably be down closer to monthly trend guide reversal. So in any event, the ABCD takes it down to the OPEX expected move, the tier 1 end of week expected move, and then the supply and demand, weekly trend guide, etc.
Where does that trend line match up with?
This ABCD?
No, on the daily chart. There's a trend line there. What is that?
That is about 1912, which is right about where the supply and demand is.
Gotcha. Alright.
And it goes back to early February, like probably the 2nd, which I don't have on the date on this intraday one. But yeah, that's a good one. It as possible. In fact, you could probably, to that point, take and move this grab it like that. I left this div here because you've got the 20-day EMA and the tier 1 cheat in there, and then there's been some structure to pass the 2022 25 area. But yeah, I don't think, I mean, it's, if we really got moving on the downside, then yeah, you could see it, and full ADRs are down here as well. They're going to move down, so you could see us come all the way down there. 1622. Yeah, I mean, it put them down even lower, probably, somewhere down in this area is where full ADRs are looking to set up at the moment. So yep, that is VIX. It's kind of neat seeing the how it responded to its own symmetrical extremes. There, popped way up to the tier 3 level at that 30ish, and multiple times just fade.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's it for that one. Okay, SPY. What's that? $3.50. So I did not get a chance to look at this one. I will remove that div level. Once I can see everything. Yeah, because the divs will have moved, or the ADRs will have moved up. At this point, I think they're going to be up here. You could treat that as just one bigger zone, really. That'd be a pretty wide zone, though, so maybe not. What do you got here? So 399-ish weekly anchored VWAP, which we're right at now. Oh, looks like it's also the daily anchored VWAP there too. we're above that. So this is the weekly anchor VWAP. I think it maybe, where's that at? For 98.46. I think I would actually take this and move it up there to capture the daily cheat, and then kind of where it's at now. These polygons hate the way I contort them.
Bless you, sir.
Thank you. Okay, below that, you got 397-ish.
That if you do a little shorter time frame, ABCD, it points to the APP.
Yep. I don't really like the fact that these things are right on top of each other here like this. I think take that.
Would you really care though if the way I don't know, my thinking when it's something like this, I mean, and given the context of today, we're way above trend guide, right? I probably wouldn't care about that. Yeah, there's the look. I mean, you have the 20-day.
Right. And the swing
Yeah,
AV
you got
WAP.
stuff there.
And the swing
But it's
AV.
like,
Yeah.
right, it's like super inside though. It kind of feels like if we do lose that trend guide, I'll probably go to the other side of the range. I don't know. Theory. Because there's also, where is that?
You're probably very right. Just the fact that you've got the 20-day in there and the swing anchored VWAP. I'm sure, like on the daily, there's one from.
And I'm thinking if we fail that, we'll probably do another anchor VWAP to anchor VWAP. You know what I'm saying? Just keep consolidating within this range and just getting it tighter and tighter. Because if you look on the daily, that's kind of what it's been doing. It can't close above the top anchor VWAP or below the bottom.
Yeah, I would love to look, but my Ninja decided to.
Oh, your screen is blacked out. Yeah.
There it goes. Good job.
Yeah.
Good
So
job.
it's like right now we're above that daily anchor VWAP at the top. So if we do lose this zone and lose that trend guide from above, I'm thinking, not me personally, we'll probably go back down to that 200-day daily anchor VWAP. You know, you just keep on doing this little tightening of the range. But then again, you can just RTF. Wait, no, today's not Friday. Today's Wednesday.
Today's Wednesday. You know, let's not be skipping days here.
Right.
Especially because I don't really want to travel, and I have to travel next week.
Man.
It puts me closer to having to travel. Yeah, so I'm not.
You can come back soon.
Yeah, just be back on flying back Thursday night.
Interesting. I'm just noticing, but yesterday was really low volume on SPY.
It was low volume across the board. Like it was really the last 2 days have been like that, really. So like yesterday by 2:30 we hadn't even cracked 1 million contracts on ES. It was, and that was 81% of Monday's volume as out of 2:30 yesterday. And it was only 60-ish percent, between 60 and 67 of the 30-day year to date and 365 days average. Super, super light.
Interesting.
Yeah. Just remember, what was this div? So this was, we said weekly anchor view up, and the tier 1 daily cheat stuff was there. I'm already clearing that, so that doesn't matter. And I'm pretty sure on the daily. Daily's up at 403-ish area, which is up here in that same area. Yeah, it's really right up at that 402.31-ish area. I wonder if it's the same thing that Alex pointed out. Nope, it's just an ES thing. Hey, like you said, I think you're right. If we lose TGR from above, we're more likely than not going to grab the lower end. But given that you have the look in there, I don't know. I'd want to entirely rule out and discount that WPP trend strength zone stuff there.
Market yellow.
Yep. Yeah, full ADRs are actually going to be up here. And the way we're moving right now. want that one. Why is this so fucking hard for you? So irritating.
I really thought we would reach the daily anchor view up in 20-day on NQ yesterday.
Yeah, I just. I didn't have that feeling. I don't know what or why that was, but I mean the way that we tagged APP and reversed immediately off of it, like in the first if it was like the first 15, 30 minutes, whatever of the day, like just the way we tagged that and reversed, and it wasn't like a simple. It was it's the 9:15. We hit APP and reversed, and then we dipped below it a little bit, but just the way we tagged it made me think, no, we're not gonna completely go and break down to there. It was one of those. It felt like that's what everybody was wanting and looking for, and so like why do that? Well, it's frustrate everybody that's trying to shoot for that. Bears are trying to break it down to there, and bulls that are sitting there trying to wait for it. And the fact that it was so low volume kind of leads me back to that, because everybody was sitting there waiting, and at the end the volume got a big spike at the end, but
because we also had a little short time frame ABCD that pointed there, so I was like,
yeah,
ooh, this looks so nice, but then oh, it's all good.
Yep. So this here won't be photo ADR. This is going to be just a regular zone, because they'll have moved up $2.50 already. This will not be photo ADRs either. It is the weekly anchored VWAP from all-time highs, so I don't want to lose that. It just won't be the photo ADRs. I am, however, going to drag it up a little bit to capture this 311. Oh, what if we actually dragged it down like this? Let me see where that is actually. $310.37, and actually I was wrong. The all-time high VWAP is 315.56, so it's up higher here. So what would we say, 310.56? So yeah, I think we take it like that. Bottom edge of supply and demand, trend guide. really sucks. There's just so much stuff right there. So this one here, the 312. And this is a leftover from some other day or something. Cheat one day. Always weekly. December 31st, yeah. We removed that because it moved down, we made it a zone. And then you break that, and you really got open space. Take this quarterly trend guide one down to grab that lower high wick. And then we decide to really get going, would take it up to that. Yeah, pretty damn close. Points to absolutely nowhere though, but that is funny because that's what John was talking about actually. That's interesting. I wonder if we see the same thing on the daily. That puts it up at 340. That'd be a massive move. It fits in too with kind of what I keep saying. Like, what if this really is just setting up to be a cup look? Or it could be, you know, come up, tag, and then break down further, for that matter too. That would be a major break if we do that. Yeah, I think that's how I'm going to mark up the cues there on this one for today. And I can take it off a monthly here so we don't have that view.
Bad dude.
You good?
Where do we leave off the cues? Everything good?
Yep.
And that's a massive open space right there. Jeez. That's really nice. That's one of the things I kind of wanted to ask you actually. Over there in that, let me see what you're in the chart. So where you got the full dollar ADR right there, would you make that a little, maybe not a div zone, or would you care about that at all, or are you just looking at that quarterly trend guide? Because you do have, so you got some closes there, you have some wicks and whatnot, so it's like,
Yeah.
you got that other little lower high wick. Would you care at all about that little zone? That's what I'm kind of like thinking. Like it's either really wide open space, just like the air pocket, so we can go back up. Or I mean, we'll probably do that like Georgie calls it like a little speed bump right there.
Yeah, so it won't even be full ADRs though, because the full ADRs are going to move up about $2.5-3, given the gap, and so I mean you definitely have some structure there. We've got to watch. So I'd be probably looking at where's Apple and Microsoft, the kind of the big tech breath, and then seeing where the Qs are at too. Just I think you would want to gravitate at that point and either do the lower high right below the supply and demand, or go and try to div above quarterly trend guide 2.
Right.
Which is actually interesting if looking at it now, thinking about it this way. Like we stay above that 308 area and we flip quarterly trend guides. And the other thing that I was saying while you were gone is like, I mean, this just, I continue starting to think like more and more like everybody wants to stay super bearish, and the lows aren't in. We're gonna, and maybe they aren't. I don't know. But the more I look at the monthly charts, the more I start getting thinking like, okay, this is setting up like cup and handle type of thing. For something like that. I mean, it could also go do the complete opposite. Come up and tag something like that.
Can you go back to that other daily chart? The daily chart. Have you? I mean, just looking at this, I don't know if you can commentate on this at all. But the little little greenish looking line that you have there. So interesting that we closed right on it, and then I was looking back a little bit on your chart. And it's like every time that we do like a little rally or something, we kind of tend to hold that and then just continue. So I wonder if that would be kind of the same type of thing again.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, it's the 8 EMA is what that one is.
As you see, like, if you look back on beginning of this year, January, I mean, once we started, like, I guess rallying up, we just kept on holding and holding, like, held it once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, kind of, and then broke down and, had that pullback. And then now, again, we're back above it, sort of did for tick on once, and then now we got below it, but closed right on it yesterday.
Yep.
So I wonder if that's another one of those things, like, okay, yeah, like if you look back on the chart, there's many little things like that. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you saw, if you had any data or if you saw anything like that.
I haven't. I mean, I have it on there as just something I've had for ages.
Is that kind of like your shorter time frame, like a super surf type of thing for the daily?
Yeah, and just because I like math Fibonacci things, so 8, 13, 15, 21 type of stuff. So on my 5-minute chart, so I don't use 8, I use 10 per surf, super surf. But here, yeah, I've got it at 8. I don't know why, just that's the way my mind works.
Interesting. Nowadays, the mind of AI is better than human, right? So.
Not quite. That's not what Sam was saying, or Lex.
I didn't look at that. No.
It was a decent interview. Okay.
You're saying it's decent, it must be good.
Hmm.
If you're saying that it's decent, it must be good. If it's up to your standards.
I am somewhat biased. I like a lot of Lex podcasts. I still, to this day, am surprised with how well he held it together when he was interviewing Kanye. Like,
Kanye.
I, you know,
Yeah, that was funny. That was crazy.
that was a bit much. Yeah. Yesterday, this was obviously we're like ES right there held. It was the tier one daily cheats. And it was damn near to the tick as well. Is where it held yesterday. And then another guy I know, Alex, he does trend lines completely different. He plotted a trend line that went like this. There, no. What the hell did he do? He plotted something that had it like connect through all of this stuff. I don't know. Like it stopped supposedly on the year to date trend. I don't know how he plotted it or something. Because that would be the year to date one there. I don't know what he was. Maybe he's got non-back or back adjusted. I mean, any event. My trend guide zone is really wide. I don't really like it. ES and NQ are like some of the messiest ones to me. If I wasn't starting to try to watch and see what these market profile things do, I'd probably not go up that high. I'd probably just track it right there. But the flip side is there's a bunch of nice kind of wicks and hourly closes up here at this level too. It's just that makes it a really, really wide zone, and I don't. Oh, that's what it means. So I'm not. Yeah. We could actually just say forget it. Don't even pay attention to trend guide. And like we really need to hold kind of this area here where you've got your closes and whatnot.
Yeah. Say we open over there with a short time frame breakout retest. And,
You want to hold kind of these wicks there and closes. I don't know. I don't.
If you
really kind of torn on it. Because if I pull it down and say, okay, well, let's treat it like this, where you grab the bottom edge of the zone and trend guide, well, now you're right on top of weekly pivot trend strength.
I'm thinking here. Okay, I was just thinking, like, where is Surf at? So, like, Surf is all the way, we closed with it down at the 20. So, if we open and it's gonna try to catch up, I guess, that's another one of those things. There's a gap to Surf, so it depends if Surf aligns with that. You could kind of
think it would make too many zones, but hear me out. Um, do like you were before, capturing that top, like those wicks and those closes, and then have the daily trend guide as like a div level with the possibility of surf joining or even the intraday review up, depending on how much we stall up here. You know what I'm saying?
So 19. It's like 6 points, 5 points away from there. Yeah, I guess what you could do is actually go like this. Keep the trend strength 1 like super small.
My zone that I have here is like from 26 to 33. Yeah, like 26, 24 to about 33, 34. That's a little zone that I have, and I guess, yeah.
Yeah, and then you've got the MVP supply and demand though right there.
Yeah, so like, I kind of don't even have anything in between that, honestly, now that I'm looking at it here. Yeah, just kind of like you were saying, maybe the Empire is not even that important.
I mean, it is just right in the middle of a bunch of this stuff here. I mean, it was a low volume node yesterday. What about the last few days? And there's an NVPOC there at 4011 actually. I was looking at the wrong screen stuff there. Anyways. Okay, so that's interesting that there's an NVPOC right there. There's a naked VA there. I don't know. Maybe it is just like this instead. Is where would the where's the 5 minutes? 5 minute swing AVWAP is barely even at WPP.
The surface is a little bit lower.
Yeah.
When you open, it'll probably shoot up a little bit, but.
Yep. I guess maybe just ignore the weekly pivot altogether and really just watch for this trend strength and then actually take and drag trend guide down like this. pretty wide. 84 to it's 10 points.
Oh, that's not bad.
You probably not take it as wide, but it's capturing last week's.
Why
Go ahead. Go
why
ahead.
do you have the lower end of the TSRP?
Because it has the 20-day will be rising up into there, and the swing AV WAP. Right, this is the 20-day. Right there. I mean, you could take it and move it up a little bit.
I think I kind of want. I kind of want to move it up a little bit to improve the wicks and the demand from the 26.
So that takes it all the way up to weekly pivot then.
Oh, there is a little bit. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's back to where you had it before. Yeah.
I guess you could just take it right to there like that.
I mean, when we open on RTH, other stuff will probably just come on up. I feel like as time goes forward, of course, we're going to get more information. It's going to look clear.
Yep. That is not a full ADR zone anymore. That's just a regular div-ish level. So captures last week's real-time hour lows. The cheat, the 200-day, some structure. I mean, that'd be a massive. That'd be 100 points from where we're at now. Any above, if we keep going, there's the massive at this annual pivot point level. I'm pretty sure is where you've got the weekly anchored VWAP stuff. Yeah, top end 40-60 ish level. Is going to be the AV WAP from the highs back there in 22. Monthly should be up a little bit higher. Yeah. So to me, this is a massive, this is a really big zone there. And you've got that falling trend line from February's highs. Hitting the FOMC highs, just a touch below that.
And if you draw an ABCD as well, it takes us to the 4077, which is slightly above the weekly trend line.
Yep, takes us up to NVPOC, supply and demand. Just shy of full ADRs. But that could be a nice one where you go up there, you hit it, pull back a little bit, everybody thinks that it's time, and then it goes in divs to collect the full ADR gap fill, and then reverses off of that. Yeah, I think that looks better. I still don't like that trend guide zone. I don't know, market is
Inside.
inside-ish, yep.
Yes,
I really need more tracking of these other things in here to know if they're good, not good, etc. it's an interesting data point as I try to collect more that were already outside of the 10-day high value area. And it's also interesting, this is the tier 1 end of week sheet there already. Although it is Wednesday, so where are weeklies? Holy shit, weeklies are way up even higher. But yeah, we take that out and there's a ton of space. Above there. But I think I'm just going to mark it and leave it like that for now. So if I think about where I would do something, like, I wouldn't mind, you know, if we could come back here. I mean, that'd be a nice kind of pull back 20-ish, 30-ish points to come back and try to tag this area here. I don't think I'd do anything right now. Like, it's not even actually ADRs now at that point. I'd have to see where everything else is at this MPP level. I mean, it looks nice, but I wouldn't mind getting 20-point short there, but the way it's stalling.
Jim was saying that there's a Apple is a big level here. I think other stuff too. We have Google, Zaire's trend there in one. Microsoft, I think,
yeah. Alright, well that's a lot of time there on that. I'm not saying that's bad, just saying it's a lot of time.
Okay, you can say that's bad.
And Q is similar, it's just like there's so much stuff here, it's just maybe it's not quite as bad, but so some of the upside stuff is kind of clean, right? You got your full ADRs, you got some structure, monthly anchored VWAP from the highs. I mean, that's kind of a nice one, and then you decide to skip through that. I mean, there's potential div there with the tier 3 sheets, but I would expect to go in at this point. We're so close there, go grab the FOMC highs, quarterly trend guide 2, you know, grab that stuff at that level. And of course, there's weekly trend guide reversal above that. So, and that's actually interesting. If you remember, I was saying on the Qs, we're setting up to flip quarterly trend guides, but for the NASDAQ to flip its quarterly trend guides, we got to close above here. We got to get above 1395. All right, because where's quarterly pivot? Yeah, that's QR1 basically. It is interesting that the weekly photos are up there and the end of week sheet stuff is way up there too, so it's possible that we do go up there and flip them. We've got a couple days. Daily trend guide's definitely in a middle type of thing. It's got the gap fill right there, so maybe the same thing. Come back, tag that, and then go. If you were to do something like that, that wouldn't even be that big of a retrace though, but it would put it up at full ADRs. It'd be what, probably like a 61 or 78% retrace type of thing. 76, not even, that'd be kind of shallow. And its swing anchored VWAP is just right up at about trend strength. And gap fill and naked VA there actually. Okay, fine, I'll stand. What I don't care for is the monthly trend guide. It's just all there by itself the way it is. Yes, we could. See, like it's just 687. So it's 30 points from there to there, but from monthly trend guide, so 689. So it's right next to APP, but then it's way below there to trend guide reversal. It's so close to trend strength. Alright, the one thing potentially is just to say, go up there like this just to grab the swing AV WAP, gap fill stuff like this, and take it like this. Just kind of ignore trend strength altogether. I mean, it's obviously in the middle of a whole bunch of stuff. It is pretty close to not last week, but the prior week's highs. Not highs, but weekly IV stat high. The zones to the upside, I like, they're clean to me. It's just this middle stuff is fugly.
Right.
That 20-day looks like it is going to come up and join into the full ADRs, at least as it stands right now, full ADRs in the weekly trend guide 1. So I think that'd be an even more powerful zone there. But yeah, I don't know. I think that's
Great.
NQ. I'm gonna skip RTY and YM real quick, and we're gonna pull up CL and GC.
I didn't realize we were behind on time.
Say that again.
I didn't realize we were behind on time.
We're okay-ish, but I got some other things I gotta do, so I may come back and do them separately, but well, we're completing that ABCD. So I think this was the cleanest one out of all the ones I looked at earlier this morning. Like, so the trend guide reversal zone looks kind of clean to me. Above that, you got your 50-day gap fill, which could be a nice kind of div into the open. Go up and collect that maybe, and then fade back from there. You also have your tier 1 into week cheap, but also keeping in mind that we shot through all the ones the other week or 2 weeks ago on that, you know, big pull from 80s down to 64s or whatever that is. So it's possible we can completely overshoot that. So yeah, and if we do keep going, then got the weekly anchored VWAP from January. Have your weekly trend guide 2 there, and then above that you get in full ADRs, weekly photos, gap fill. I mean, that's a juicy zone there. Full, yeah, up at that 77 level. And you haven't really traded much today, so I mean that certainly seems reasonable. It's right. We've only gone 71 cents since open, Globex open.
Stuff is still low here, I can't see.
Yeah, these contracts that flip every month take longer to load than anything else because it's got to go and grab all the stuff. And because the way that we track things, it has to grab the minute data as opposed to the daily data.
Oh, shoot. I didn't even realize we're back in the box.
Yep.
Oh.
What's in the box, man?
Didn't want to know. What is that movie, man? I don't know what that movie is.
Oh, come on. You don't know that movie? Dude, that's...
No, man, I don't know. Were you talking about Forrest Gump? The chocolate, box of chocolate?
No, Morgan Freeman and Brad Pitt and what's his name? Anthony Hopkins in Seven. Pretty sure it's Anthony Hopkins.
Oh, man, I don't know.
God, you suck at movies.
No, it's just, I don't know.
Your movie skills are as good as Emirzadi's fashion skills.
Okay, you went too far there, my friend. You went a little too far. But yeah, I don't know those movies. Never seen it. Like you're talking about Forrest Gump or something, then I know I still got it wrong.
Oh my lord. What movie is that?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'll bet you we
You're
pull
a
up...
whole movie machine, dude. I mean, you know all the movies that came out since, I don't know, 1969 or something.
We pull up a top 100 movies, and I bet you probably know 17.
I'll be willing to bet less. I mean, I've never even seen Star Wars, dude. Or even all of the Lord of the Rings.
That's different. Like, you know, that you gotta like that kind of to stuff to enjoy those. I get that, but like 7, like
What is 7 even about?
the 7 deadly sins.
For some reason I was thinking it was a cards game.
No, the Red Dragon.
No, never seen it.
Oh man, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, on CL because I can't. Yeah, man.
Like I can't deal with you right now.
I won't even ask about like, well, what's his name? Oh, shit! What's that producer's name? With the birds and the man in the window. I can't think of the producer's name right now. I'll have to think about it in a little bit. Alright, so weekly trend guide 3 is right at the top edge of the box with a weekly 30-week SMA. That's his top of the zone. Like that'd be a $6 move, which again we've had some really big ones, so I'm not gonna rule it out. But this full ADR, I mean, you're pushing it. You get through that, then there's definitely some open space to the up into the weekly full ADRs and then the tier 3 daily cheat. Yeah, I really, this is kind of the cleanest one out there to me. Have you seen any of the Bond movies?
Bond what?
Bond?
Jason.
Jason Bond?
I might have seen one.
Or James Bond, I
played
mean?
the video game. I played the video game. I don't think I've seen a movie though. Maybe I've seen one.
There's like 30 movies for James Bond.
Oh, okay. Then I definitely haven't seen one.
Like,
I've probably seen one.
It goes back to like Sean Connery when he was young.
Is there one that he gets on the car and goes to a castle? I think I've seen that one.
Probably like everyone.
Oh.
There's always James Bond is always he's known for his cars.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think I've seen probably one. I don't know why my stuff is still loading, dude. This sucks because I didn't save my workspace.
There's one thing I don't like about CL. Like, I mean, it's the cleanest chart, one of the cleaner charts today. But man, there's just like a zone. Like, it's finding the right one to take any kind of action on.
Look at that. Oh shit, that train got it zoomed up. That one's nice.
Yeah, big time. Okay. So you got trend guide, quarterly trend guide, structure 1985, gap fill. You have to see why you didn't pick that up. Do that some other time. Above that, you have full ADRs. Last week's high value area, 10-day high value area. Lots of structure through there. It's 2003, 2004-ish level. And then you really get going. That's where I marked that much higher zone up at weekly trend guide reversal, photo ADRs, end of week cheat. That'd just be a massive one. We've done a whopping 16 bucks overnight. So that would be a lot to go up there. It'd be a $50 move. Although it would be 50 bucks from where we're at now. But below you've got trend guide reversal. You've got this trend line that we've been hugging with several touches there. So that'd actually be a nice, we've kind of tagged it already overnight once. It's where I drew the zone up to. Gap fill in there. And then if we lose that, then I think then we go down and grab the swing anchor VWAP from March 10th about 8 o'clock in the morning. We got weekly trend guide 1, monthly trend guide 1.
Can I see your daily chart?
No. It's secret.
My stuff is still crazy loading. Like my chart is frozen. I see the bid and ask moving, but the chart is frozen, so I'm not even gonna deal with it right now.
That's not good.
Yeah, that looks beautiful though.
Yeah, it's kind of putting in a bull flag there.
You know what it's kind of reminding me of as well? If we can go back up there to that second tier Dottie, the daily one, we could probably do some kind of like a medium time frame stuff move. Maybe not for this week.
That'd be
That
a
would be sick.
kind of a triple top almost. I mean, yeah, it was higher here, but then we stuffed here. We tried to go up a little bit higher, stuffed again. I think this candle here, yeah, this one's a little bit higher than this guy. So, yeah, go up, just go a little bit higher, and then stuff and pull back.
Nice chart.
Yep.
And it has been cooling off too. It's interesting. We mentioned that I think last week or something like that.
Yep, yeah, it's definitely cooled off. It kind of sucks because I have puts on UGL. I at least got out of some, but not enough to make it worth anything. I think I took a month out puts though, so we'll see. But yeah, it's. I mean, the way that this kind of pulled back like this, and then is chopping in here, like yeah, it's. I mean, this is taking a massive move up on the 20-day there.
True.
And then yeah, I mean, it's definitely been chilling out here in the value area. I mean, even this week alone is just it's bouncing kind of right around that last week's point of control. It's filling out some of the low value nodes, volume nodes from last week. Anywho, that is gold.
It's good. Thank you so much, sir. Appreciate you.
You're welcome. I'll take a look at RTYYM here and see if I want to make any other adjustments, and then I'll post those to the room.
Man, wish you a fantastic day. Take care.
Thanks, you too. Bye now.
Bye.
All right, folks, and that is it. I am going to need to prep those other ones here off on the side. I got some other things got to look at, pay attention to here this morning. Hopefully everybody's had a good one. Again, as a reminder for folks, we are not financial advisors or analysts. Nothing we say or do should be taken as any kind of buy or sell recommendation. And hope everybody has a great one. This has been Prep Breadth for, what is this, Wednesday, March 29th. So hopefully everybody's having a good one, and we will catch y'all later. Thanks.